What's up, y'all? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and y'all, let's get a little spicy. Now, y'all know normally before my reviews, I do a spicy corner. If I find anything that's interesting online that I want to talk to y'all about before we get into the reviews, we talk about it. Well, I got too much stuff saved in my phone as it pertains to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and baby, it's a lot. And we got to discuss. So it deserves its own video. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So let's talk about miscellaneous stuff first. So the first thing is Teddy. So we all know Teddy is battling brain cancer, and majority, if not all of the people in the fandom are hoping that she beats it and goes into remission soon. And I'm one of those people, even though she get on my nerves. But I will say this. Teddy decided, you know what? I'm about to call out everybody who hasn't reached out to me that I expected to. So she decides to call out Dorit and Garcelle. Well, she was doing one of her episodes of Two Teas in a Pod with Tamra, and Teddy was like, girl, you're not going to guess who gave me a care package and reached out to me. And Tamra's like, who? And she said, girl, Vicky Gumbelson. Now, if you know the history between Teddy and Vicky, then you know they low-key sworn enemies. But I guess Vicky said, I still got compassion for a lady that got brain cancer, okay? So she sent a care package with like a really cute coloring book of like housewives like moments, and then she also said like sent a really beautiful card with a beautiful message in it. And Teddy was like, I get a care package from Vicky Gunvalson, but Dorit, who I was like one of my closest friends at the time, can't even reach out to me. That's crazy. And so people were like, oh my god, Dorit is so horrible. But then shouts out to Bravo Snark Side. So they found two comments from Dorit, one that's 3 weeks old and another one that's 2 weeks old. And they captioned the video by saying this: wait there a minute, Teddy Mellencamp, check out your comment section. So the 3 week old comment from Dorit says this: you look beautiful, praying for you. And then the 2 week old comment says this, and sorry because a bit of the caption is blocked, a caption is over it and is blocking off what she said, but it says this: you got this, Teddy. You are stronger than you realize. I know you'll win. You're a fighter. Keep fighting. You have a lot of love and support. So I guess Teddy was expecting more from Dorit because, like she said in this video, she was like, Dorit was one of my closest friends, and I really haven't heard anything. I guess she was expecting a phone call, maybe a direct text, or flowers or an elbow arrangement, but something more than just an Instagram comment. So, like I said, she also kind of called out Garcelle for not reaching out to her. So, in this Two Teas in a Pod, Erica was, filling in for Tamra, and it says this: Teddy Mellencamp reveals Sutton gave her two excellent doctor recommendations, but she hasn't heard a pip from Garcelle. Hashtag RHOBH, and this is coming from No Smoke No More. Now, this is how I feel. I don't think Sutton or Garcelle owes Teddy anything. They're not friends with her. So you're lucky Sutton went the extra mile of actually giving you good doctor recommendations. At most, Garcelle can send up a prayer and positive vibes for you, but she don't owe you nothing, lady. And low key, Dorit don't owe you anything. If you guys are not as like close as y'all used to be, and Dorit even said she really wouldn't consider Teddy like one of her friends, like that they're friendly, but they're not friends. Her leaving a nice message on Instagram, I think should suffice. Right now, you shouldn't even be worrying about the people that are, reaching out to you. You should care about the ones that are there and focus on, beating this disease that is cancer. But that's just my thoughts. So moving on, let's talk about Beauvais. So Beauvais was actually featured in Vogue magazine, and I wanted to read the excerpt that they posted for her. So the post says this: Bosma St. James is showing up exactly as who she is on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and that includes her style. The newest RHOBH cast member has committed to exclusively wearing black designers whenever she's on camera. I think every single look, it doesn't matter if I'm at home cooking with my daughter, or if I'm going to lunch, or if I'm going to the ball. I don't care where I'm going, it's going to be head to toe black, and that's going to be my contribution. That's the statement I'm going to make. She shares at the link in bio. The former marketing executive turned entrepreneur speaks to Vogue about fashion, loss, and becoming a Bravo celebrity. A Bravo celebrity. So, congratulations to Bose. If you can, please check out the Vogue article. I'll put the link in the description box below. But I think that's great that she is able to prop up other black designers. And she also got a featured spread. Not a lot of people can say they got that from Vogue. So, again, congratulations to Bose. So, the last thing we're going to talk about in the miscellaneous section is Miss Kyle Richards. It looks like Kyle has been spotted all over Amsterdam with Morgan Wade. Supposedly, the people are saying Morgan has a concert over there. But the only reason why I'm bringing this to you is this is why I don't feel bad for Kyle. I've been saying this all throughout my reviews. Anytime we go over Kyle's section, is because you playing in the people's faces and it's annoying AF, lady. Very annoying, because it would be different if when we ask Kyle, or when viewers or Andy or the ladies ask Kyle, she's very matter of fact, like, no, Morgan is just my friend. I really leaned on her after the death of my best friend, and we just really are good friends, helping each other go through life. But when people ask you about it, Kyle, you always get very coy and act really girly, like, yeah, I got a crush on her. You're being weird. You're being weird. And now that's why everyone thinks you're a closet lesbian or bisexual, which there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes I could be there for you when people say, like, oh, y'all shouldn't be asking her all of this stuff. And why are y'all trying to out her? It's because she's playing in our faces. Stop playing in people's faces. Like the same way everyone was like, who is Mauricio to be filmed by the paparazzi in the Mykonos? Who the hell is Kyle Richards to be filmed by the paparazzi in Amsterdam with Morgan Wade? Morgan Wade is not a notable country singer. She ain't no Carrie Underwood. She ain't Dolly Parton, Reba McEntire. I don't know any other, I know a few of the black girls by faces, but not by names, okay? Shouts out to Beyonce for letting me get to know them people. But I'm just like, you're not somebody that's that well known for people to be clamoring to take pictures of you with Kyle Richards. And Kyle's cool and all. She's been on Beverly Hills for 14 seasons, but like Kyle has not made a notable mark in like the global scheme of like pop culture. She's made one locally in America, but not overall for her. Like, it's not like she's like her niece Paris Hilton. She's not, or Nikki Hilton. It's not like she's somebody that big that paparazzi is clamoring, especially overseas, to take pictures of her. So this does feel calculated the same way everyone felt like what Mauricio did feels calculated. And I don't fault the women for being annoyed with her in this situation, or when fans are annoyed with Kyle, because you playing in people's faces. So let's talk about this reunion looks. Now, y'all know I love me a good theme. And I feel like this is the first time for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills where everybody to me looks decent. Okay, there were definitely some wins and misses, but collectively they get a B out of me. Y'all know I love a theme. And I tell y'all this all the time, it should be mandatory for any reality TV show, whether it's on Bravo, VH1, WeTV, TLC. Give the girls a theme, okay? It's a reunion. Have some order, okay? And y'all know when it comes to Beverly Hills, they always look like they're going to a different place. Like nobody's outfits ever make sense. But this right here, they ate this up. Okay, I said, come on with a theme. So I did look at the Bravo Insider article to see if there was a specific theme, but it doesn't seem like there was. It just seems like they picked a color or two colors, basically gold and cream. And I love this for them. So collectively, I would give the group a B plus. All right. Now let's talk about the outfits. So I'm going to talk about them from what I like the most to what I liked the least. So first up, Garcelle. When I tell y'all I saw Garcelle's outfit and I audibly gasped, I said, girl. And then I said, bitch. I said, Garcelle ain't never looked this good. Well, I mean, when it comes to this show, okay, beyond this show, back in the 90s and 80s, she was eating the girls up. But for real, y'all, this right here, I said, Garcelle, you have never ate up a reunion like this before. She looked amazing. I said, girl, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. The body looks great. I love that she has black hair in her head. There's nothing wrong with burgundy. I used to have burgundy hair, but for some reason, Garcelle has such a tight grip on that hair color that she just wouldn't switch it up. But this black looks amazing on her. The pose eats. Like, she just eats, bro. She just eats. And then I saw other pictures of her while I guess she was in her dressing room. So it looks like it's all white, like embellishment with like the different crystals and things like that. She looks beautiful. I said, come on, Miss Garcelle. Okay, Miss Garcelle. All right, 10 out of 10 for me. So the next person we're going to talk about is Erica. I gave Erica a 9. I think this dress looks beautiful on her. I just don't like her makeup. It seems like she has on nothing. And I'm like, it kind of makes her look old and washed out to me. I do like the fact that her hair is pulled back, but the dress to me looks beautiful. It kind of reminds me of Tyla's dress that she wore when she attended the Met Gala. Like, her dress was like sand, like an hour. She had like a little hourglass purse, and this kind of reminds me of that. Like, she's draped in sand, but she looks expensive. Like, she looks beautiful to me. So I definitely gave Erica a 9. I just wish her makeup was better. So next is Jennifer Tilly. I actually think this looks really nice on her. I would give her a 7.5. I wish it was longer because it's not giving reunion, but she looks great. I don't like them shoes though. But I like her hair, I like her makeup, I like all the accessories, all the rings and the bracelets, because even though it's a lot, it's not giving like she has a lot on. So I do think she looks really nice, and I love Jennifer Tilly's boobs. She just got them sitting up. Okay, I'm a boob girl. But yeah, I just wish the dress was longer, but I feel like for this to be her first reunion, she does look really nice, so 7.5. Then we have Sutton. I would give Sutton a 7. I think the dress looks really nice on her, but it is giving prom, like Easter service. Like, she could wear this to like any like Sunday brunch. It's not giving reunion. And I feel like Sutton needs to start going to somebody who's going to give her dresses that kind of cinch in her waist and give her a waist. I do like her hair, and I do like how simple the makeup is. Like, for this outfit, a simple makeup look works for me. For Erica's, I wish she had something more, because that dress just gives, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would give Sutton's outfit a 7. I just feel like she could have came harder than this, especially since all season, well, I won't say all season, this latter half of the season, the girls were on her neck. And it's like, girl, you should have came to the reunion like Garcelle to show up and show out. Okay, at least be pretty while you going back and forth with the girls. So the next person is Bose. I gave Bose a 6.5. I don't like the tulle on this dress, and I don't like that her hair is in a head wrap. Like, it's not giving reunion the same way I said about Jennifer Tilly and Sutton's outfit. I'm just like, where were you going? I feel like I would like this dress more if there was not that tulle at the bottom, and her hair, she still had the same hairstyle, but there was no head wrap. Like, I feel like it's too much going on. She got this big bracelet on, the head wrap, the earrings, the tulle. She is very much that one person, like I said, like Coco Chanel, you need to take one thing off before you leave the house. And I feel like, girl, you should have told the designer, I don't want that tulle and I don't need a head wrap. So 6.5 out of me, because I think I expected what Garcelle and Erica had on. I expected Bose to be in something similar to those two outfits. So let's move over to Bose's best friend, Miss Dorit. I gave Dorit a 6 because I was like, girl, I expected way more out of Dorit. I feel like Dorit knew this entire season was going to be centered around her. in a sense. And I feel like, girl, you knew for a fact Kyle was always going to have first chair. So you were vying for the second first chair position on the other couch. And I was just like, you should have came harder in this outfit. Like, this is giving very much like I had $150 and I ran over to Macy's or JC Penney's to the prom section and found a dress that was like 40% off. Like, it's just a basic sequence tube top dress. A lot of people were making the same comparisons to what she wore in her promotional outfit for this season, and it is basically the same silhouette. The hair is the same, and I was just like, Dorit, like, girl, it's not bad, but it's not that great. So I gave this a 6. I was like, you should have came to eat the girls up. And even when I think about what she wore last season with that red outfit, I know a lot of people are like, girl, she just got drapery over her body, like just a cloth. I still like that outfit more than this, because at least that outfit gave like, I am a fashionista. Like, you could see what Dorit had on walking down the runway when she wore that red outfit, or her being somebody sitting on the front row of a fashion show. This just gives like, girl, I'm going to the high school prom. Like it's not giving what I think I expected. Not what I think, what I expected from Dorit, knowing that she goes on and on about being a fashionista, owning Beverly Beach, knowing how to do fashion shows, being always dripped in Chanel, only to show up in this basic white sequence dress. You get a 6 out of me. Especially when I'm like, girl, your first chair, you should have came to eat the girls up. Okay. So our last two people is Kyle and Kathy. I gave Kyle a 5.5. When I tell you this dress looks cheap, it is like the dress is fine, her makeup's fine, the hair is fine. It's boring because it's the same hairstyle we've been seeing from Kyle for I think like the past 2 seasons. When it comes to the reunion, where she has like the 2 tendrils in front of her face and her hair is either in a high ponytail or it's like half and half. So that's getting old. But this looks cheap. This looks like something that she got off of Shein, or this is something for like Target or Forever 21's like New Year's Eve special for the girls. Like this, I should never associate Kyle with Shein, Target, and Forever 21. She should have on a dress where I'm like, oh, that must be something from a different label, or this is like Fendi, Versace, Chanel, Gucci, something. But like, or Balmain or Balmain, however you say it. But like, girl, it's giving you ordered this off of Shein and I don't like it. Them sequins look cheap as hell, Kyle. 5.5. And then lastly, Kathy. Kathy got a 5 out of me because it's just like, girl, this just looks so old and matronly. And even though Kathy is 66, Jennifer Tilly is 66. And she can zhuzh it up. You could do it too. Like, girl, why does it look like you're going to somebody's pastoral like convocation or something? I don't know. I don't like it. And maybe it's because I'm over Kathy, but I was just like, there's no effort. It's just like, no, you couldn't even get a sequence cape. Like what is this, Kathy? No, 5. But that's all my thoughts for what the girls had on for the reunion. Let me know about down below what y'all think. All right, y'all, so let's talk about the Garcelle and Beauvais of it all. Probably the reason why you clicked on this video. Okay, so let's talk about it. So I'm going to start from the beginning and work my way down. So first, when Garcelle posted, not all skin folk are kinfolk, I did not think she was talking about Beauvais. I didn't even think she was talking about Anne Marie. I was like, we don't even know why she posted this. She could be talking about anybody in her life. But a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, she's talking about Beauvais. So then people went investigating and saw that Garcelle and Beauvais were still following each other and still liking each other's pictures. So everyone was like, well, then she's probably not talking about Beauvais if she's still in a friendly type of relationship with her. On top of that, people were like, it has to be about Anne Marie, because Anne Marie was in her comment section on Instagram engaging in anti-Black and xenophobic rhetoric, because she was in her feelings that Garcelle said, oh, hell no, when she saw a cue card or a name card that had Anne Marie's name on it. And she was like, girl, who is this at Jennifer Tilly's caftan party? And she was like, no, girl, that's somebody else. And it's interesting that when Garcelle laughed and she was like, oh, hell no, and started laughing, Dorit was laughing too. So you have all this smoke for Garcelle, but not Dorit, who was also laughing at you, Anne Marie. We see the type of person you are, okay? girl, worms for brains. So I was like, okay, this has to be more likely about Anne Marie, because if I ever post not all skin folk or kin folk, I'm not following you anymore. I'm low key probably gonna block you because you did me dirty. All right. And so the fact that Garcelle and Beauvais were still following each other, I didn't think it was about her. And then I saw this video that Beauvais did where she was doing an interview, and the interviewer asked her about the whole entire situation. And I liked her response to what was said. So let me play that for you.
People started saying it was about me, because then I was trying to do the math and be like, now carry the 5 minus the 7. Where did I do that? Because the thing is that, right? Unless Garcelle says to me, girl, this is about you, I'm gonna leave it where it is.
Good for you.
One thing that I have been very careful about, especially as a storyteller, is not to pit the 2 black girls against each other.
Yes.
People were like, oh, now we have a new black girl, so she can go. They start saying that almost immediately. And I was like, but why is that? And by the way, we're not the same. There's an allowance for 4 white women. Why can't there be 2 black women? I didn't think.
And I really like this response from Beauvais where she's like, girl, unless she tells me she has an issue with me, I'm not about to feed into this. I see what y'all are trying to do. Y'all been trying to do this since the beginning of the season, where y'all were like, we're going to swap out one black girl for another. And I'm not going to do that when we have a cast full of white women and y'all don't ever try to play them types of games with them. So I was like, okay, I like this response. I like what she's saying. I was like, it seems like they're still cool. I also saw this clip of Garcelle talking about Beauvais in Parade magazine, where she was asked, like, how do you feel about her? What will you rate her performance this season? And it was a very positive response. So let me play that.
Beauvais' first season performance, I would give her a 9. I would give her a 9. Because I think she's definitely opinionated and says how she feels, but yet kind of watches also. It's not like, she doesn't seem like she's trying too hard. Doesn't seem like she studied the show and then she's coming on and checking off all the boxes like other people in the past have done.
So then in my mind, I was like, okay, what Garcelle said definitely had to be about Anne Marie. Like, I saw what Anne Marie was liking and saying in her Instagram comments. You got Beauvais being positive and being like, you know what, I'm not going to feed into this BS narrative of y'all trying to pit the 2 black women against each other. And then I see Garcelle talking very positively about Beauvais, saying that she had a great first season, giving her a 9. I'm like, okay, so they ain't got no beef. So I was like, okay, we're good. Then a few weeks went by and baby, we get on the internet. I got on the internet, okay, Tuesday. And girl, when I tell you the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills streets were set ablaze, I get online, people writing, soliloquies, dissertations about the greatness that is Garcelle. And I'm like, what is going on? Did the lady die? Like, what happened? What's happening, girl? And then I see Jay's reality blog and it says Garcelle announces she's leaving RHOBH after 5 seasons. I said, girl, what? Y'all, I was gagged. I had to put my phone down for a minute because I said, how I get on the Twitter and the first thing I see is Garcelle has just quit Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I said, girl, what happened? What happened? So let me play the video for y'all.
Hey guys, so I have some news. I've decided to leave Beverly Hills. It's been a wild ride. I mean, some amazing things have happened. And some hard things have also happened, but it's been a ride nevertheless. One of the reasons why I'm leaving is my family, my boys. Their last year of high school is next year, and I want to be a part of that. And Jade is starting a new career, and I want to be a part of that too. And secondly, I have the most exciting projects that I am developing, producing, and acting in. I can't tell you anything right now, but you'll know soon. I just want to say thank you to Andy Cohen, to Bravo, NBC Universal, Evolution, 32 Flavors, the producers, the crew, and of course the ladies. Andy Cohen says I can come back anytime. The door will always be open. So you never know. I might pop back in sometime. To the fans, I want to say thank you so much. You guys have cheered me on, supported me, and sometimes even fought for me or on my behalf. It means a lot. And I hope you guys will continue on this journey with me. It's not goodbye. It's see you later. So see you later.
So I saw this and I said, Garcelle, no. Why are you leaving us? Are you serious? But I mean, her reasoning makes sense to me. Her her last remaining children are about to leave the house. They're going into their senior year. They're about to like be off into this world. One of her son no longer wants to be associated with the show because he was accosted by racist fans and bots. On top of that, she has another son that's about to enter the modeling world, and she wants to be a part of that. And she has that production company, and she is really doing a lot for Lifetime and like Tubi and all that stuff. Like, she is booked and busy. And like this commenter said on Twitter, BZ184, love or hate her, she did Housewives the right way. Andy and the network love her. She got a first look development deal with NBC Universal, executive producing films for Lifetime, launched a home collections with HNSN, and the mug is sitting and the hair is laid for this exit announcement. On top of that, I forgot that Garcelle was in the Spider-Man movie for Marvel. They play that stuff all the time on cable television. She getting residuals, okay? She is a part of Disney's family. I said, come on, Marvel. Come on. Like, Garcelle did this show the right way. The right way. And I just can't believe that she's leaving. And she did so much for the network and the franchise in 5 seasons, to the point where she made herself one of the main faces of this show. Like, when you think of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I know some people automatically think of like Lisa Vanderpump, Kim Richards, Brandy Glanville, Kyle, Erica, but I also think about Garcelle too. I add her into that mix up and that lineup as well. So a few people came out to wish Garcelle well. So first up is Miss Jennifer Tilly. So she posted this cute photo of Garcelle and Sutton while they were on vacation. And she said this: Godspeed, Garcelle. You were such a warm and wonderful presence on Housewives. You will be missed terribly. Hashtag RHOBH. And this is a cute picture of them. They look like they were having a good time together. So then we have a few comments from a few people who commented under Garcelle's farewell video. So let's talk about them. So Andy was one of the first people, and he said this: an incredible run from an incredible human. Bravo. Gertie from Real Housewives of Miami said this: we love you. Keep shining. Keep rising. Then you have Adriana from Real Housewives of Miami saying this: sad to see you go, but totally understand the reason why. Best of luck on your new projects. Then Teresa Giudice from Real Housewives of New Jersey said this: congratulations, so happy for you. You also have her son Oliver saying this: cheers to the next chapter. Then you have Jennifer Tilly again saying this: OMG, Garcelle, we will really miss you. You brought so much integrity and warmth and humor to the franchise. Then you have Heather Dubrow from Real Housewives of Orange County saying, love you, Garcelle. Beautiful inside and out, and I am excited for your next chapter. Then you have Drew Sidora from Real Housewives of Atlanta saying, incredible housewife, and know that we love you and support you in whatever endeavors you have in coming. Much success and blessings, beautiful. And then Alex Baskin, I think he is the executive producer of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, saying, grateful for you, G. So a lot of people had really nice things to say, and I think it's very telling that Andy and the executive producer were in her comments giving her props. I don't think we've ever seen that from an executive producer. And if we have, I haven't seen people talk about it. But the fact that Andy even reposted Garcelle in his Insta story saying, bravo, Garcelle, lets me know that she truly did walk away from this being in a good place with the network. Reminiscent to Candy walking away from Real Housewives of Atlanta because they was taking too long to let them know what was going on. So I believe that she is seen as an asset to these people and is in truly good standing and is probably welcome back at any time if Garcelle wants to be back on this show. But it was interesting because I think Garcelle posted that video like around 12 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday, and then around like 2 or 3 o'clock, people started to notice that nobody on the cast what liked Garcelle's post or commented on her post other than Jennifer Tilly. So shouts out to Ranked Real, and they said this: so far, none of the current RHOB cast, with the exception of Jennifer Tilly, have liked or commented on Garcelle's post announcing she's leaving. Kyle and Dorit have, however, commented on Erica's recent post. And basically, it was a repost of Erica's outfit that she wore on the finale episode, the carnival outfit. So you got Kyle saying, whoa, fire emojis, and Dorit posting multiple fire emojis. So everyone's like, oh, so what's that there? They're like, so the three of them haven't liked or said anything. And then really people were up in arms about Sutton not posting. And everyone's like, okay, something happened. Something has transpired. Okay. Even to the point where people's antennas really went up because Kyle posted this pic of her on the yacht where she said this: mood, that's a wrap. Season finale of RHOBH tonight. It's been a tough one. So happy to close the door on this season. Even happier to move forward. Thank you for watching, for all your support. And I said, move forward. I'm out here sounding like Bose. Agreeing with Dorit on the after show. But when I saw move forward, I said, oh, so are you saying moving forward as like you're ready to go to the next season, or you feel like you move forward with the group, or are you saying you're happy that we're moving forward without Garcelle? That's where my mind went. So I'm like, because you posted this right after Garcelle posted that she's leaving, and you haven't commented or said anything about her leaving. So I'm like, it seems like you're happy that she's leaving. So Kyle posted that, and then right around this time, that's when everyone was really on Twitter being like, where is Sutton? Like, what happened between Garcelle and Sutton? So Sutton finally posted a picture of her and Garcelle in their swimsuits before they got on the catamaran, and she captioned it, friends forever, Lucy and Ethel. And some people weren't happy with that post. I guess they felt like Sutton should have said something more heartfelt, something reminiscent to what Jennifer Tilly said. But Garcelle liked it. She put a heart in the comments. So I was like, I don't think their friendship is that on the rocks for her to like still comment with a heart. So then TV Deets posted a statement that Sutton gave. I don't know where she gave this statement, so I don't know how credible this is, but it says this: Sutton Strat comments on Garcelle Bouvier's hashtag RHOBH exit. It says, congratulations to your next chapter. Can't wait to see what's up your sleeve. Nothing but greatness. This I know. I felt like this response in the picture was fine. A lot of people felt like this comment or this statement from Sutton was very dry. People felt like that picture was dry. And a lot of people are speculating that Sutton and Garcelle are no longer as close as they used to be. And they might not even be friends. You know, so I was like, I didn't get that from this, but I can see how people got that from that based off of how Sutton has behaved and how Garcelle has expressed how she felt about Sutton's behavior the last 2 or 3 episodes of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So stopping right here. So I want to give y'all a heads up. I know a few of y'all have told me that y'all don't like when we talk about the reunion spoilers or any exclusive tea as it pertains to the reunion. A few people have mentioned that to me. So I want to give you guys the opportunity to click off the video here because the rest of the information that we're going to be talking about pertains to the reunion. And I don't know how to talk around it without actually talking about it and giving my thoughts. So if you made it this far in the video, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and thanks for stopping by. So I'm giving you a chance to click off the video because the rest of this is going to be about the reunion, what Erica and Bo said on Watch What Happens Live, and the reunion trailer, and the exclusive tea that Kempire dropped on his channel. Okay? So let's talk about this reunion drama. So shouts out to Kempire and his channel. In the description box below, I actually posted the link to his video where he drops the tea. And honestly, he had the internet ablaze. After Garcelle dropped her announcement about leaving the show, he did his live where he was recapping the season finale episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And he was like, you know what, I'ma just say it, because he was like, I've been hinting about what's been going on and what's been told to me, and you know what, now that Garcelle is leaving the show, I'ma just tell y'all what I know. So in the description box below, I have the link to that video where he shares, what we know, because I'm going to just talk about it, but I'm going to paraphrase. But he was like, I've been hinting about it, but y'all, I've been trying to sit on this for a minute, but since she has already announced that she's leaving, I'm going to tell y'all what the people told me. Now, mind you, Kempire was like one of the only people I saw that was really adamant that when Garcelle posted that gif in her Insta story, not all skin folk or kinfolk, that was about Beauvais. Like, he was like, girl, it's about Beauvais. Y'all don't understand that it is about Beauvais. And I was like, well, no, maybe it is about Anne-Marie. But he was like, y'all, I think it's about Beauvais. So I know he felt vindicated when all this stuff came out about Garcelle leaving the show. So I'm paraphrasing, but basically he said at the reunion, Garcelle was so mad and so angry by what happened during the reunion that she didn't even take the picture at the end with Andy and all the women, that she actually left the reunion. Like, she was that pissed that she did not want to be around the women. And I was like, oh, something must have really went down. So then Kempire basically said that his sources said that Sutton didn't help defend Garcelle. Like, Garcelle was basically at the reunion by herself, and it seemed like she was getting jumped by Dorit, Erica, Bose, and Kyle. And I said, ooh, girl. And I said, Sutton, I said, you really didn't back your friend up who's been backing you up for 5 seasons? So then they say what really pissed her off is because of what Bose did. From what Kempire sources said, allegedly, because all of this is alleged, is that Bose basically said that Dorit should have sued Garcelle for defamation for what she said about the whole robbery of it all. And I said, oh, she really said that? Then she said, if it was me, I would have sued you for defamation. And then they continued on where they also said that Bose got mad at Garcelle and said, well, Sutton called me angry and you didn't check her. Like, why didn't you check her for that microaggression? When I told y'all I didn't think that was a microaggression, she said Bose seems very angry with me, and Bose gave off angry energy in the confessional. Every time they said something about Sutton, it was some type of, like, Bose was very much irritated with that lady. And so they said Garcelle got so angry and she walked off the stage. Now, I feel like there's more to it than that, but based off of what we got in the reunion and the picture, it seems like what Kempire said about Garcelle is true. Like, the reunion picture was posted. There's no Garcelle. You got Bose and Dorit holding hands, locked in together. Then you have the reunion trailer coming out with Garcelle saying, I'm just so effing sick of it. Then when she says, I don't trust them, she's in like a new outfit and she's on her way home. And I said, ooh, girl. So it went down. It definitely went down. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, what Kempire said, it must be true. Like, it matches up, it lines up. What he's saying must be true. So everybody's like, Bose, are you serious? And when I tell you, the internet has been in a frenzy when it pertains to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for the past 3 days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and now today is Thursday. Girl, I mean, it's wild over there on Twitter. Like, I decided not to even look at the hashtag because the girls are fighting. It's a frenzy. And it intensified on Wednesday after the behavior that people saw from Erica and Bose on Watch What Happens Live. I said, did y'all not see the hashtag before y'all got on that show? Lord. Like, you got Garcelle fans against Bose fans. People that are pissed off at Sutton are going off on her. Like, it's a lot of racism being thrown Garcelle's way and Bose's way. It's a lot of anti-blackness and xenophobia being thrown at both of them. Like, the girls are angry. Like the girls are fighting, and I'm like, yo, y'all got to chill out. Everyone needs to. I need y'all to log off the internet and take a walk. Take a beat for a minute. Breathe. Breathe. So then Garcelle posted this in her Insta story where she said, beautiful souls recognize beautiful souls. Keep being genuine. Your people will find you. So I was like, girl, that could be a shot at everybody on that stage, including Sutton. So let's talk about Watch What Happens Live. So on Wednesday night, Erica and Beauvais were on Watch What Happens Live. They were the featured guests. And Andy asked them, how do they feel about Garcelle leaving? Like, what is your reaction? And shouts out to Gibson John, because I wasn't even going to watch What Happens Live because I didn't know that they were on it. But he tweeted this out, and it says this: when Andy asked Erica and Beauvais on Watch What Happens Live for their reaction to Garcelle leaving, they both sat stone face and didn't initially answer. Beauvais says she was disappointed that she is departing like this, and Erica said they've known that she has quit for 2 weeks. So let me play that video for you guys.
That announcement, finale day, with Garcelle's announcement that she was departing from the show. Thoughts on that announcement, ladies? You have no thoughts on it? Neither of you?
Erica, say something.
You say something. You say something.
Look, I mean, look.
Won't he do it?
Ooh,
And that's an inside joke.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, I am disappointed that she is departing like this. I wish that she would have stuck around to work out another season.
Okay. Well, I think the viewers are probably saying departing like what? You mean after the reunion?
Yeah, after the reunion.
Got it. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
you were there. Did you?
I don't think it's
Yes.
I know.
Well, I also, like, when we were at the reunion, and I know that she was upset, and obviously we've known that she's quit for 2 weeks, okay? We knew this. But when you were there, I didn't understand.
You knew that she quit. I didn't know that she quit for 2. No. When she left the
Revisionist history.
No. When she left the reunion, I wasn't totally sure. She and I had a
did not-
conversation
but
here
she did
last
not-
week.
But she did not take the cast photo with her.
Right. That is true.
So-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
that is a clear indication that I am leaving.
Well, I mean, Kyle didn't take the cast photo with
Yeah,
us.
but you know
2
Kyle's
seasons.
gonna show up though.
All right. Okay. While we wait for your
Where's she
questions.
going?
So people saw this and were heated. The girls were upset. And I said, ooh, y'all really didn't check the hashtag before y'all got on here. Like, I feel like there was so many ways that they could have been so much more tactful. They could have been way more tactful. But I said, okay, girl, this y'all life, live your life. So it was very telling, their responses. Like, you can tell that there's no love lost between them. They kind of pretty much are okay and probably glad that Garcelle is gone. I thought Beauvais was being weird because I'm like, girl, what has Garcelle done to you to warrant that response? Like, what did she do at the reunion? What did she say for you to have this energy? On top of that, you can tell that they have a separate group chat or have had separate conversations where Garcelle, Sutton, and Jennifer Tilly, and probably even Kathy, maybe Kathy is there, and they be talking shit about them. Because when Erica leaned back and said, won't he do it? And black people, you don't say the phrase like that. It's just, won't he do it? And then someone is supposed to respond to you, yes, he will, or won't he will. But for her to think that, like, for her to be that comfortable by saying, like, it's an inside joke, bitch, it's not. It's a black cultural, like, statement or colloquialism. Like, girl, no, ma'am, you too comfortable. But the way that Beauvais was gagged when Erica said that, I was like, ooh, girl, she outed you, that you be in them group chats. They be dogging them girls out, and you be right along with them. Mess. Just a mess. And then when it felt like Andy was trying to get them to say like what went down, but they were still trying to keep their mouth shut about what happened. But I was just like, y'all really didn't check the hashtag to see how the girls was going up for Garcelle. Like, I said, ooh, girl. So then the next thing that really heated people and got people pissed at Beauvais was when Erica was responding to Andy saying, where you called Garcelle and Sutton boring or like uninteresting. What did you mean by that statement? So let me play that clip for you guys.
Dropped today for the reunion. Erica, you called Garcelle boring in the trailer.
I did not call her boring. I said, I wish you were more interesting.
Girl, that's semantics.
Listen, in the world I live in, you gotta spit it plain.
Halala on Twitter said, have you ever shared your dating life or friendships on camera? I don't recall seeing that.
Hold on,
I'm curious, why call out Garcelle for not being open when you've kept your own personal life pretty private?
My own personal life?
Yeah.
My husband went to jail, honey. I lost my home, my family, everything I own. I'm currently being sued. I was like in terrible, still am, terrible legal jeopardy. Have not shared.
Okay, well.
Let them know.
Okay.
Well,
It's true. It's true.
I almost cursed.
Girl, that's what I said.
Okay.
Let them know.
It's the truth.
All right.
You're gonna have to do more than buy a beach house in Bakersfield. Okay.
And baby, that last part of that statement is what got the girls, I mean, angry at Erica and really pissed off at Beauvais. Like, everyone was like, Erica, how dare you? Girl, at least Garcelle has the money to build her a second home. I said, yeah, girl, you still living in that casita, which you hate. Like, you don't even have enough money to actually go buy a house that you truly want. You spent the whole entire season redecorating a house that you felt like was a prison to you. And you shaded Garcelle. And then on top of that, Erica, you don't share your life. The only reason we know about the Tom situation is because it was national news. It was actually global news. And Sutton and Garcelle had to pull that out of you. Other than that, we know really nothing about you. We've never seen your son on this show. We've seen your mom. We don't know really much or nothing about your dad. Like, we don't know about any of your life before Tom. We don't know anything about you, ma'am, like that. For you to think that constantly bringing up Tom is you being open and transparent about your life. Like, girl, no. And then for Beauvais, people were angry because they were like, Beauvais, you were crying on Tamron Hall about your house being burnt down, your beach house, and how that was your dream home. And you couldn't even say anything to her about what she said. And I didn't even think about that. I just felt like, how dare Erica say something like that? I didn't even care about Beauvais defending Garcelle. I just felt like, girl, the nerve of Erica to try to shade Garcelle and her beach house when, girl, at least she was able to build that from the ground up, and that's her money. You are still trying to be a sugar baby at 53. The jokes write themselves. So the next clip is of Beauvais and Erica playing this game called like Roses and Thorns, where they pretty much say what was their rose for the season, what was the thorn of the season. And people were irritated with Erica's response as well here.
Beauvais, what's your rose?
My rose. It was the trip to St. Lucia. I mean, I know that, you know, it's like fraught with all kind of drama, but I love a good girls trip.
Erica, what was your rose of the season?
My rose was Beauvais.
Oh,
that's nice.
I was thinking about this when they asked me, and I think that, you know, you found someone that really gets it and is accomplished and is a good person. My thorn, Garcelle, I just really wish you'd have stuck it out, you know, I just really do. And I know that I've been catty tonight, but I know you'll do well, but I just kind of wish you'd stuck it out.
What about you?
Ooh,
thorn.
Well, my thorn at the beginning was Kyle.
Okay.
You know, I was disappointed in that she wasn't more open.
Okay.
To what she was going
Come to a better place with her at all?
Yes. We've come so leagues, you know, but I just wish that we'd had more time to do that.
Now, I'm going to be honest. Erica saying that Beauvais was her rose didn't surprise me. And the reason for that is because she gelled really well with Dorit and Erica. Beauvais came in and after like 3 episodes, they was clicked up and they was cool. So I was like, I definitely felt like that made sense to me. What was surprising to me is Erica saying that Garcelle was her thorn and she just should have stuck it out. She wished she would have stuck it out. So that means y'all was really on her neck at the reunion, which is weird because she didn't really do anything this season. Like, she wasn't arguing with anybody. She wasn't beefing with anyone. Like, she may have had her slick comments, but I really thought she was going to say Sutton was her thorn because you was talking about that lady in therapy. So that makes me feel like y'all sat together or y'all was in a group chat being like, yeah, we coming at Garcelle. Is everybody on board with that? Because it's weird to me that you got more issues with Garcelle and she didn't say nothing to you this entire season. Nothing. She was with you at the pizza party at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, what you mad at her for? And to say she should have stuck it out is weird because that lets me know y'all expected her to come back next season so y'all's storyline could be her and the issues y'all have with Garcelle. But Garcelle did that Uno reverse on y'all asses and was like, hey, I got better things to do. I worked with Marvel. I have a line with HSN. I have a production company. I'm working with Lifetime. I got a development deal with NBC Universal. I'm on Netflix. I didn't even know that she was on that Netflix show Survival of the Thickest. And they just got renewed for a second season. And I think she's also in that as well. She has jobs. Okay, she don't gotta do this. Y'all do. Erica, you need this show for survival to keep a roof over your head. Like, girl, what? So then the last clip that we're going to talk about is Beauvais giving her critique of the ladies now that the season is over. So let me play that for you.
To be cold. However, now that we've reached the end of the season, I want to do... When Beauvais first joined Beverly Hills, she felt warmly welcomed by Dorit, but found Kyle to be cold. However, now that we've reached the end of the season, I want to do a temperature check and see what her final impression of each lady is at the end of the season. Okay. So what was your final impression of Kyle?
I think Kyle is opening up.
Okay. What's your final impression of Garcelle?
That she rides too hard for Sutton.
What's your final impression of Sutton?
That she needs to figure out how to keep her mouth shut.
What's your final impression of Erica?
Ooh, boss bitch.
What's your final impression of Dorit?
She's my girl.
Jennifer Tilly.
Oh, she's so funny.
Kathy Hilton.
That woman, she's Chinese.
All right, thank you very much, Beauvais.
So that was Beauvais' assessment of the ladies. And it's interesting because I feel like what she said about Garcelle could be said about herself. Like, girl, you talk up for Dorit too much. And I've told y'all, I don't have a problem with Beauvais being good friends with Dorit. Just like I don't have a problem with Garcelle being friends with Sutton. I don't necessarily disagree with what she said about Sutton learning to shut her mouth. I feel like Sutton has to be able to say things and stand in it and accept the anger and the venom that comes with it when people are mad about what she says. If she could do that, then by all means, keep it up. But it does come a point where you have to be quiet if you're not going to stand in it. You know what I mean? But it's just interesting. It's interesting that she said that. And I'm just like, that's really your assessment of the girls? Wow. And I really feel like Beauvais overplayed her hand and she was not prepared for how nasty and angry people were going to be at her based off of her behavior on Watch What Happens Live. Like, I still don't understand why Erica and her did not hit the hashtag, because Kim Pyre's video came out before Watch What Happens Live, and then the trailer came out as well with, in conjunction, Garcelle's farewell video. I'm like, y'all should have checked the temperature before you got on there carrying like that. Like, my God. So I guess Beauvais was like, let me try to like clean this up and make a statement. Now, I will say this before I give my opinion about this whole situation for right now. I don't think it is right, and I do not condone the colorism, anti-blackness, the xenophobia, transphobia, and the outright racism that is being thrusted and shown Beauvais and Garcelle's way. You can be mad at both of these women's behavior. You can take issues with it. But to be as nasty as I have been seeing people be, and as bigoted and as racist as I have been seeing the white fans of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, y'all are out of order and out of line. It ain't never that fucking deep. It's not. Y'all are tripping. Y'all are wilding out. You can give a critique, because I do think behavior needs to be critiqued. But if you can only do that by being colorist, anti-black, xenophobic, or transphobic, or downright just nasty and racist, then your opinion and your critique is not valid. And if you're going to share your opinion about this situation in my comment section, if I see anybody being racist, homophobic, like xenophobic, all the isms, I will delete your comment. Because that's not this area or the environment I'm trying to harbor over here on this channel. That's not what we do, okay? Because I do think critiquing needs to be done, but be tactful, okay? So, Bose, let me read her statement first. So she says this: to Garcelle, for your pioneering bravery and grace in 5 seasons of RHOBH, well done. I wish you had I wish we had more time together on this platform to continue showing the world that both us can exist in the same space with different offerings and different opinions and be besties, but still find a way to resolve our differences without tearing the world apart, and that we are able to shine bright together and individually too. You are leaving on your own terms, and while I'm disappointed by your exit, it is commendable. I'm wishing you even greater success onward. With respect, always, Bose. The people weren't accepting this, and I said, girl, we're that far gone where even this wasn't good enough for y'all. I said, my God, today. What I feel like is happening is I see a lot of triggered black people right now, because I can tell you that as a black person myself, I think all of us have at least 1 or 2, maybe even 3 stories of when we met another black person after being in a all white space, and we were excited because we were like, oh my gosh, now I have somebody who's going to be able to relate on my level, whether you were in school or at a job. Like, you were really excited, but then that person either othered you because they wanted to be the token one, or you thought they had your back and they played in your face. And so I feel like a lot of the responses coming from people are just people who are triggered by what they think we're about to see on the reunion. And I feel like everybody just needs to chill out. Everybody just need to chill out for a minute. Like, chill out. And even if what we think is going to happen happens, y'all got to go write in your diaries or go walk outside. I'm not saying the feelings are not valid, because they are. Because I'm going to be honest, Bose reminds me of somebody that I dealt with in undergrad. It was an administrative worker who had this image of like, I want to help the black community. I'll help any of you guys. Just come to me. But her help was only for a specific type of black person. And it was like either you had to be light enough to get her help, which we all noticed, or you had to be a part of the Divine Nine, or which is the sorority and fraternity, black sorority and fraternities. Like, you had to be a part of those groups. Either you had to be light enough, or you had to be a part of those types of organizations, or an athlete, or hold some type of position of power at our school, like being a part of the SGA, which is student government, or something big, or she would not help you. And it always grinded everybody's gears, especially those who went to her for help. And I was one of those people that she wouldn't help us because it was just kind of like, ugh, you're not one of the elite blacks. That's what it gave. And I think what bothers people about Bose is it's like, girl, you came on this show being like, I have black designers. Every time you see me, I'm going to be dressed head to toe in black this, black that. But yet you didn't become friends or have any other scenes other than that one scene of when Garcelle went to your house to check up on you after getting your fibroid surgery. Like, y'all didn't hang out not one time. That's sus. That's sus. Especially to me, that's sussy. Because it'd be different if Bose just came in without being like, I'm intentional about how I show up on this show, and you didn't become cool with the other black girl. It says a lot. Okay, I'm just saying, and I'm going to reserve how I truly feel until we see the reunion, but I understand the anger and like the critique of her. I like I said, I don't condone the xenophobia, transphobia, the racism, the anti-black or the colorism being thrown her way. I don't. I do not. But I understand people being angry because it's like, girl, you presented us, you were this one way. And then it's like, girl, you one of them corporate blacks. And you got to watch out for them. Okay, you do. As a black person, we know we got to watch out for them. So, like I said, the people were not featuring Bose's statement towards Garcelle. And so, shouts out to All True Tea because they caught a few of the comments. And one person said this. So, why is it so difficult? So, why was it so difficult to say those exact same words on the post when you were asked about Garcelle's exit on Watch What Happens Live? It's quite strange, but your words and actions don't match. Your words and actions don't match. And sadly, we will believe the actions over the words. Best of luck to you and your besties. So then she said this. Bo's responding to this person said, it is possible for both things to be true. My upset as well as my regret to see her go. And instead of continue to fan the flames, I wish those who came here to protest and drive more division would instead champion the allowance of us to work out what we needed to work out. That's the truth of it. So then another comment, somebody said they added Bose's name. Yeah, it's rumored you are not pleasant to work with, and I can see why with how you move. Enjoy your new friends, and again, good luck. You will need it. So then she responded by saying, name them. Without names, that doesn't count, and it looks like the rumor is a attempt to bring a powerful black woman down. But this is nothing I'm not used to, just a different space. In any case, you're right. We'll see. And I mean, she is right. We will have to see. Do I think the girls will switch up on her? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I feel like she's not a part of the Fox Force 5, to be honest. And it's crazy because Lisa Rinna decided to get her lick in by reposting the Fox Force 5 in her Insta story saying Fox Force 5 forever. And this is a conspiracy theory, y'all. It is. So just let me cook for a minute. But I feel like it was a coordinated effort to really come at Garcelle at the reunion, but they did not think it was going to work in their favor to where she decided to leave. Because it's weird to me that it seems like the remainder of Fox Force 5 all decided to gang up and go at Garcelle at this reunion, when to me the two people that should have been on the hot seat, or who I was expecting to be on the hot seat, were Sutton and Kyle. Because Dorit was sitting first chair. People love the behavior that she has exhibited this season. And then Erica had her back, and then now she had Bose. So I really felt like those were the two women she was going to give her lashings to. But the fact that they had all this energy and animosity for Garcelle, and she really didn't do anything this season other than have maybe some slick comments here or there. She was pretty much cordial and cool with everybody, is weird to me. And it feels like Lisa Rinna coming out with this post is like, yeah, y'all got her. Y'all got the black girl that brought race to the show. Because I do remember Lisa Rinna saying that she felt like she couldn't really go there with Garcelle because of the optics of the situation. And she didn't want to be perceived a certain way if they ever got into an argument. And so it feels weird because for Kyle to be upset with Garcelle about the Morgan thing, girl, she only pressed you 2 times about Morgan. When she was like, if you're gay, you're gay. She said that at Chuck E. Cheese. Then when it came time for y'all being in St. Lucia, she basically told you, girl, I can't really support you or be there for you if you're not going to be honest about what's going on in your life. That's a valid critique. That was one time. That was the second time. And you that mad at the reunion? Then Erica. Garcelle ain't said nothing to Erica about Tom, about any of her cases, about anything. But Erica is still mad about being questioned by Garcelle and Sutton. When it's like, girl, you're even. You cussed out her 14-year-old child. She questioned you about a federal case. You're even. A global case. Let's be honest. And you weren't trying to be forthcoming. And you're still mad about that? Like, that's crazy to me. It's crazy because that therapy ain't working. Get a new therapist. And then for Dorit, I understand Dorit being upset about the insinuation of what Garcelle said about the robbery. I don't even know why Garcelle brought it up this season, because it's like, girl, y'all are beyond that. But I do feel like it's weird for Dorit to act like, oh, 4 people on Twitter. Girl, a lot of people think you and your husband are over there committing insurance fraud. It seems like every time that you're on the off season, something bad happens to you. You get robbed and the robber leaves your phone at the gate with fingerprints and whatnot, and nobody's been able to find your stuff. On top of that, you then tell us the story last season about you going Christmas shopping and men following you and stealing money out your purse. It's like everybody is stealing from you. And you don't think people are starting to be like, what is going on over there? It's giving fraudulent, it's giving scam. Again, I can understand her being upset about the insinuation, but let's not act like Garcelle is the only one being like, yeah, there's something over there, girl. There's something fraudulent over there. And for Beauvais to jump in, if it's true that she insinuated that she would have sued Garcelle or sued her for defamation, why would you say that? Why would you put that in the atmosphere that they should be suing this lady, when on Housewives we are always like, don't get legal involved, like this is not what reality TV is for. And for you to be so pro-black, if you did say let this white woman sue this black lady, that looks weird, Beauvais. And especially if you jumped into this conversation and nobody else was a part of it. Like, it's going to make you look like you were a part of the pile on. And I feel like when Erica said, won't he do it? It does sound like y'all were in that group chat or whatever meeting that y'all had. Y'all plan to make Garcelle the target for next season. Y'all just got lucky that she decided, you know what, I don't need this, and she left. Because I wouldn't feel this way if Erica didn't say, won't he do it? That's an inside joke. And Beauvais wasn't gagged by being like, oh, Erica. Like, she wasn't expecting her to behave that way. So it makes me feel like y'all were going to make Garcelle the target for season 15 in the hopes that she would leave the show, but she left earlier. And I don't know what y'all are about to do. I don't know who's about to come in, but hopefully they still garner the same fan base and the same views, like, because a lot of people said that they tuned back in to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because of Garcelle. You know, I was one of the ones that was still watching the show. I was, still into it without Garcelle, but I do know that a lot of people tuned in because of her. And I just feel like this was a miscalculation on y'all's spot. But I also feel like, don't be surprised if we see Lisa Rinna back on this show for season 16 or 17, because the fact that now Lisa Rinna is talking about it was the fans who drove me away from this show. It wasn't nothing about the cast or the girls. It was the fans. When it was clear as day that she was mad at production when she left the show, she was like, put me on pause. And I don't think she thought they were going to put her on pause, because her energy was very like, ugh, I'm above this show. Especially when she started to be on A-list carpets, like red carpets, and then she was doing American Horror Story. I think she thought she had a good thing coming, but the gigs have slowed down. She couldn't make her daughters, hit like Yolanda did with Bella and Gigi. That I think now she wants to come back to this show, because I do think it's kind of weird. Now all of a sudden you're saying it was the fans and not your poor behavior the last season. Because I feel like Lisa Rinna could have stayed on the show if she wasn't showing up the way she was online. She was crashing out. And some of the things that she was posting were very questionable. Borderline, it was given like offensive and like a lot of racial undertones. That was your fault, ma'am. Nobody else's. You were telling the fans F them and all of that stuff. And it feels like now all of a sudden you want to be back on this show, but you want the fans to take ownership for their bad behavior when it's like you haven't taken ownership of yours. But let me play the clip for you guys.
Bravo was very good real estate, and I went in wanting that and knowing that. Mm-hmm. Eyes wide open.
But did you ever find it hard to deal with like feedback from people?
Yes. Or? Oh, it got very difficult toward the end because of social media and because of, in the beginning, we wrote blogs.
Right.
We wrote a blog. You'd have to watch the show and you'd write a blog about it.
Right.
That's a long time ago. Then it became social media. and everybody got really comfortable behind their computers saying anything.
Right,
And by the
nasty.
end, it was, well, I said this the other day somewhere, and I forget where I was because I've talked way too much lately. I said, truly the fans were the ones that ran me off that show. It wasn't Bravo. It
Right.
wasn't the girls. It was the fan base they villainized me in a way that I just didn't want to live like that anymore. And that is the truth. So whether you want me back or not, I get a lot of that. The fan base has to know that it's because of them that I left the show.
Right.
And that's something that I don't think they want to take responsibility for.
Right.
That's the truth. I left because the fan base turned on me. And listen, the fan base turns on everybody after a while. But this was a way that I was like, life's too short. I'm not going to do this anymore. It was too much.
And was Harry and your daughters like super supportive of it all?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were
I
at
mean,
this time.
oh, yeah. I mean, I lost my mom. And
it just feels very weird that now I'm seeing all these videos about Lisa Rinna and her time on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when that was like 2 seasons ago since she's left. And now she's talking about Fox Force 5 forever. It just feels like the dots feel like they should be connected. You know what I mean? And I could be reaching. I could be. I'm not saying I'm not. But I just feel like something about this just feels too coincidental. That's it, But I've talked for too much. But as always, y'all, thank you if you made it this far. Remember to be bravely authentic. Definitely hop down in the comments below. Remember to be respectful and tactful with your comments. Like the video and subscribe, y'all. And I'm out. Deuces.